Hi, Simon here, GM8NYB. That's the CL100, the one I restored over the last few years. It's set now at 198 kilohertz on the long wave. It's on range 2 on this radio. The reason is that this will be the last day of the Radio 4 transmissions from Droitwich. The BBC are now going to close down the station. The two other masts were also erected to transmit on the same frequency for a synchronized single frequency network, and they were at Birkhead or Brockhead in Scotland, and the other one was in Westerglen near Falkirk, also in Scotland. The one in Birkhead was built in 1936, and the one in Westerglen was a bit later, 1978. Now, originally the Droitwich started transmitting in 1934 from Droitwich. It's got a high power transmitting station. I believe before that it was the station 5XX at Daventry. It wasn't as powerful. Before 1945, the frequency 200 kilohertz was used by the BBC for the national programme. They called it the national programme. Then became the light programme in 1945 to about 67, I believe. And then it became Radio 2 up until 1978, when it was renamed Radio 4, or became Radio 4, and the jump to 198 kilohertz was made. Tomorrow, Saturday the 27th, about 1 o'clock in the morning, they're going to switch off these three transmitters for good. The reason I've got on my CL100 here is these were made from around about the early 40s for the war, for the Second World War, used mainly by the Admiralty and some listening stations. Now, the Admiralty used them for picking up the long wave transmissions and the time signals, the pips. They could use those pips accurately to accurately set the chronometers. Well, on this last day, I've got it connected up to my doublet over about 15 meters, and on the dipole connection, I've got it switched on. I've just got the HT off. That's a program, I'm not sure what it is, but it's a Radio 4 program, one of the last ones probably transmitting on the long wave. I'll make a video of the transmitter going off air. Once the audio is lost, I might be able to hear the carrier before the carrier is switched off. Anyway, that's later on, or very early tomorrow morning.
This is BBC Radio 4. The shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 0015 on Saturday, the 27th of June, 2026. The general synopsis at 1800. Low Mallet and Shetland Isles, east 3 or 4, being south to southeast 4 or 5. Occasional rain and fog patches, showers later, moderate or good, occasionally very poor. And that completes the shipping forecast. Well, before we leave you tonight, I just wanted to take a moment to mark the end of an era. For almost a century, long-wave transmitters have carried the BBC across the airwaves, from the iconic Droitwich transmitting station in Worcestershire to Westerglen and Birkhead in Scotland. Although the long-wave signal is fading into history this morning, the memories and the connection it created will endure forever. We shall miss your warmth and crackle. Well, that's it from me, Alma, and all of us here at Broadcasting House. If you have been, thanks for listening. Have a safe, quiet, and peaceful night. Good night. Enjoy.
And that is it.
You are listening to 198 kilohertz long wave.
BBC Radio 4 is no longer available on this frequency. However, you can find Radio 4 many other ways. You can find BBC Radio 4 online via BBC Sounds. Radio 4 is available on DAB digital radio and through your digital television, including Freely. Radio 4 is also available via FM radio on 92 to 95 MHz and 103 to 105 MHz. Plus, you can listen via your smart speaker. Just say, play Radio 4. Information on how to listen can be found on the BBC website at bbc.co.uk/reception.
Carrier's still there.